Getting your first car is a big step and an achievement in your life. However, it can be a real headache, especially when insurance premiums for first time drivers are at an all-time high. So here are 7 cars that you can buy and insure for $5,000. Now for this video, I'm going to use my own details, which I feel is a fair and realistic approach to driving. Because when you're 17, you either have no money or can't get insurance in your own name. So for this video, the driver in question is a 21-year-old male with a full license for a year, with 4 years driving experience as a named driver on my parents' policy. Now let's get cracking. Ford Focus 1.6 TDCi. Almost every family have owned or at least considered a Focus. The Ford Focus is a well-respected car all around the world. They are loved by people of all ages and communities. With all this love, I would have been an idiot not to include this car on this list. With all the different engines and models, it was hard to pick out the best one, but I eventually found this 2010 1.6 litre TDCi for €2,600. Its diesel engine produces 110 brake horsepower, which makes it efficient and still a bit nippy. Insurance is kinda reasonable at €2,068.70. Audi A3 1.4T. Why not buy yourself a stunning executive hatchback like the Audi A3? The 8P had a wide range of engines available, one of which was the unsung 1.4 litre turbocharged engine. This engine produces an impressive 125 brake horsepower, and it has a 6-speed manual gearbox, which is perfect for motorway driving. The A3 is a respected car, with good reputation and style. Owning one isn't too hard either. This 2008 A3 1.4T Sportback can be yours for $3,500, and best of all, fully comprehensive insurance can be had for €1,823.62, which puts the A3 a little over budget. Originally there was a 3-door one, which was much less, but it was sold when I was making this video. Mini Cooper Diesel. The Mini is a very popular car, particularly with first time female drivers. The car's small size and appeal makes it a favourite. I personally think they're okay, but I wouldn't be mad about them. I found that the 1.6 litre diesel with 110 brake horsepower was the best engine available, as it was the cheapest to insure without sacrificing power. The best example I could find was a 2008 Cooper 1.6 diesel for €2,000. At that price, this car is both fancy and good on fuel, but insurance is less than appealing, at a very steep €2,579.86, making it the most expensive car to insure on this list by a large margin. Ford Fiesta C-Tech S Diesel. If the Focus is too big for you, then why not go for the smaller Fiesta? This C-Tech S model is the sportier model, with a 1.6 litre petrol or diesel engine, good for about 100 horsepower. The Fiesta is a well-known car by tuners, so modding your Fiesta shouldn't be too hard. The C-Tech S also looks great at every angle. Despite its large cult following, prices aren't too bad. This 2009 example is yours for €2,700, but insurance is a pricey €2,215.84. Honda Civic Type S GT. The 8th gen Honda Civic was a very futuristic and fascinating car. They combined modern design with class-topping practicality and reliability very easily. After doing some research, I found that the Type S GT is the one to have. Its 1.8 litre VTEC engine produces 140 brake horsepower, and it benefits from a well-engineered chassis and a 6-speed gearbox, which makes it exciting in the bends, while getting over 40 miles to the gallon. Modification options may be limited, but that can be forgotten when this Type S GT is going for just $2,000, and best of all, insurance is only €1,611.30, making it the cheapest car on this list. Toyota Urus VVTi. The Urus is a pretty bland and unspoken car. It's reliable, practical and cheap, and that's it. However, within the lineup, there is the VVTi. This has a 1.6 litre petrol engine with 130 brake horsepower. This makes the little bland mobile quite the pocket rocket. There is a tuner scene behind the Urus and the Corolla, so modding your Urus is not a hard task. But as well as being fast, it's also cheap. This 2008 model is €2,950, and insurance is a reasonable enough €2,040.03. And finally, the VW Golf 1.4 GT. The Mark V Golf was a return to form for VW. The Mark V put new energy into the little hatch we all know and love. The GT model is a tame version of the heroic GTI. It uses the same 1.4-litre turbocharged engine from the A3 from earlier, but this time the Golf has 140 brake horsepower. There is a twin-charged version as well with 170 brake horsepower, but sadly at the time insurance and pricing were out of reach for this video. However, the 140 brake horsepower version will do you just fine. It's easy to work on, modify and get insurance on. This 2008 model is a little steep at €3,300, but insurance is a fair €1,923.06. But don't worry, as the 125 brake horsepower engine can be had in the Golf as well.